What's up, YouTube? What's up, YouTube? All right, so it's not exactly a simple thing. What we're learning is not exactly a simple thing, okay? But but it is simple. It's not exactly an easy thing, but it is simple. It's in fact simple, very simple stuff that you are learning here. All right, so I just wanted to make sure that now, as you can see, I'm using the live stream thing on sharing my screen on YouTube for the first time. Fun. Okay, let me just make sure I share this to walls. We have two different walls on Facebook, and I always try to bring everybody on board as much as possible. Okay, so today we're talking about search engine optimization as a traffic source, as a traffic strategy. And I received an email this morning with somebody to wanted to pretty much advise me and correct that it is not in fact free, but I beg to differ. And I'm going to explain to you that this is the number one free and organic traffic source that you can use to build your business. It's the most sustainable. Okay, it's the only one that can truly build brand and trust equity without asking you for more money over time. That's the more reason why it's free. See, every other traffic sources end up spending money. That's just the way it works. You end up spending a whole lot of money. All right. So, and when you spend money, the result of that money is that if you want another result, even if the result is failure, if you want to get another result or you want to test again, you have to spend money again. That's the way it works. You have to spend money again and again and again, and you have to keep spending money and again and again and again. And you have to keep spending money. Okay. So my question for you is that do you have depends on where you're coming from. If you have an established business already, you may be feeling a little macho and you feel like, hey, I'm going to spend a little bit more money as much as I can. But that's also you assuming that the market will not shift on you completely in a way that you can lose your life savings on strategies that simply was overused, expired over the time, because marketers, we destroy everything. We mess up every strategy. Every time we learn that there's something new in the market, we go use it and then we overuse it. It's either going to be overpriced or the strategy simply will not work any longer. Money follows attention, right? So a lot of times the attention will shift based on technology. Sometimes attention will shift from Facebook to Instagram. But there are two different strategies that have stood of time. And the two of them are exactly what I train you how to use in the Traffic Academy. Okay. And that's at least at the core. Okay. At the very minimum, it must be the core of how you build your business. If you don't make this the core of how you build your business, you're gonna get comfortable. If it's working out for you buying traffic right now, you're gonna get comfortable and the market is gonna shift on you, and then you're gonna lose all your money and you'll be sleeping while you find out that the strategy is not working anymore. So the two strategies that have stood the test of time till now, okay, or let me say stand the test of time till now, is search engine traffic and email traffic. Now, email traffic, I don't want you to misconstrue that with solo ads, okay? Solo ads is in fact email traffic, but it's a source of traffic that you really don't get to control. You don't know, sometimes people mix in their email database, they mix all type of stuff in their email database. And because of that, you can't really control that traffic. So when I say email traffic, I'm talking about the email list that you built yourself, okay? Email list that you built yourself from attracting cold traffic through search engine optimization. The only thing that's paid that I condone ever after you hit your first six figures, not in the beginning, after you hit your first six figures net income, there's some exceptions to the rule. The only thing is that I would ever recommend, okay? The only thing I would ever recommend would be retargeting, which means you're paying for attention from people that already know who you are, they already know what your brand is and what you stand for. So if you've seen one of my videos in the past and you're watching this right now, you will qualify to be somebody I will pay money to Facebook, to YouTube to show you uh, of ad, because you already know who I am. So there's a higher chance that you're already maybe thinking about buying. At the end of the day, it comes down to this. You're not making money unless somebody's buying something. Okay. So that takes me back to that I'm about to share with you right now. Okay. Yeah, this email that I'm about to share with you right now. Okay, so if you're watching me on Facebook Live, I'm still learning how to use the Facebook live stream. That way I can share my screen. I decided to do it on a Saturday, so I don't have to the other stuff I have going on. But I think this is fun. I don't think it's bad. I just have to calm down. I can't be in a rush, and I have to pretty much dedicate some time until it becomes a part of me. Okay. So, what is this traffic truly free? That's the question that this person asked. And also, there's another question that came in this morning. It wasn't a question, it was more of some type of diss or something like that from somebody who was a little cranky. But I like sharing this kind of stuff with you so you can know that this is real, and I absolutely care about your success. And that's the only way that we're gonna succeed together here, by helping you create a success story. And I will use your success story all day long if you're benefiting out of this. Okay. Um, Yes, there are multiple types of strategies, traffic generating and lead generating strategies out there. But I'm telling you right now, the two sources you want to focus on before you hit your first six figures is search engine traffic, which means somebody is already searching on the search engines, and boom, your video shows up or your article shows up. You answer their question, but then they decide, like, I like this guy, let me opt into his email list. In fact, I like this guy, what he's selling makes too much sense, let me just buy in. Right. So that's essentially what we're looking to. So let me switch screens really quickly here. I don't have to switch screens. Let's see here. Let's see. I don't have to switch screens. The Like I said, the is it truly free is the first thing I want to address. And the second thing I want to address is guarantees. Okay, so in Empire Traffic Academy, we do sell enrollment after you go through our free 3 videos, where I show you case studies. I show you exactly what Google and YouTube is looking for in order to rank your content at the top of search engines so you can get free traffic. And then I show you a bunch of case studies of people that makes this the core of their business. They make it the core of generating cold traffic for their business. They're not spending money on completely cold traffic. A lot of people come into this game and there are gurus teaching you to spend money on attracting cold traffic and building your list. And then you're wondering why no one is converting to sales. Time we're done with this video, it will make sense to you why no one is converting to sales. Okay. By the time we're done with this video, you will know why no one is converting to sales in your business, even though you're spending tons, thousands of dollars on traffic. It will make complete sense to you. A lot of people want to ask, what is the secret to sales conversion? The secret to sales conversion is that there's no secret. People only buy from people they know, like, and trust. So if people don't know you at all, so they're not even getting to the liking and trusting you, right? They don't even know you yet. And then you're spending money attracting these people that don't know you. And then you're wondering why they're not converting to sales. So there's no secret to sales conversion outside of buy from people they know, like, and trust. Does that make sense? People buy from people they know, like, and trust. So, with that being said, let me just tell you, there's nothing to sell if you're not generating traffic. And I mean tons of traffic. Okay. If you depend on one or two of those two people that you spoke to yesterday on your way to the Walmart, uh, there's a 98% chance that they will not buy from you. And if they do, they will not do what they're supposed to do with it. They're not going to implement what they buy. In other words, they're going to turn around and call you a scam. Okay, in their mind. Sometimes they don't use the word scam. Sometimes they just leave on. They continue life, right? And then they turn around and say something doesn't work. So if you go on internet, you'll find negative views. You'll find negative views all day long about even Amazon products. Amazon, that's the biggest retailer in the world right now online, right? So that, if it makes sense to you what I'm saying, you need traffic, okay? You need traffic, and the way you get traffic is you're creating, okay? You need leads. You capture the attention of the people that are coming to your creation. And then conversion is essentially a byproduct of creating and capturing. Okay, it's actually a byproduct of creating endlessly. Okay, and that's what I'm sharing with you here today. So let me switch screens and go over to the email that I wanted to show you. Okay, let me switch screens and go over to that email really quickly. Okay, if you have any questions, feel free to drop it below. These questions are starting to come in. We took off slowly because I wanted to make sure that we build a platform in a strong way that it will never crumble. All right, so we took off pretty slowly, but it's cool. um so here's the email. So this email right here is by a person called Robert. Actually, it's not Rob, okay? It's actually a lady, but I don't want to use any real names anymore when I'm doing this question and answers, just to protect the feelings of the people, because I truly care about them and I want them to learn from this. So ultimately, I want to protect their feelings. I want to protect their name, and but I want them to still learn from this. So the first question, let me just make sure that we're on the same page here. Da, 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 da. Yep, yep. And the other one is this. Okay, so the first question is under the is it truly free? Is SEO traffic free? Okay, that's the title, or that's the subtitle of that. And I'm going to read you the particular email that I got this morning. Okay, let's go there right now. Yeah. So question, dear Ola, thank you for your email and offer. Just that your free traffic and leads cost almost $1,000. Well, it cost $1,000, which is $997. Okay. To enroll in the Empire Traffic Academy is a lifetime cost. It's a one-time cost ever. Okay. So uh, just that your free traffic and leads cost almost $1,000. What is not free, I guess, which is not free at all. And cause, as you say, an internal bleeding, the same like payment for cold traffic. Okay, so she's considering a one-time payment of $1,000 internal bleeding. Okay, I am working as carer for elderly people. I have to travel from Eastern Europe to UK every 2 weeks for work, which means she's working, which means she knows hustle, which means she understands that real life, yes, will cost money, but there in the midst of that, you can pick up free things, right? You're not going to say because it costs money to travel to Europe and you found something free on the way, it's no more free. It's still free. You would have to travel to Europe anyway, right? So, but anyway, for work, and $1,000 means a fortune to me. If $1,000 means a fortune to you, we need to do something about that, right? Okay, but $1,000 is not a lot of money. Okay, so true, so true, so true, so true is that saying, the organic free traffic. It's not true at all, and doesn't make me appreciate it. All right. So, and I can appreciate what she's saying. It all depends again on what you've learned online. It depends on where you're coming from, your mindset. And I can appreciate what she's saying. She doesn't think it's free anymore since she has to enroll in a course that will teach her how to get free traffic. She has to enroll $1,000. So the traffic she's going to get after she learned the skills is no more free. That's pretty much the logic she's using. Um, I don't know if that's logic, but that's pretty much what she's saying, right? It will sound more genuine and would make people trusting you more. Okay, so if I told her that search engine traffic is paid for, people will all of a sudden trust me more. Now she's advising me, right? And again, I appreciate it. I appreciate the advice. It's just that in this scenario, uh, the accuracy is off, okay? Because um, she's advising me. I've been in this for 13 years and I've crashed and burnt. I've woken up my business all over again multiple times. And now the third time, honestly, to the third time is the duos, right? You can't, like, once you're building a $1 million platform, the third time, you can't make the same mistakes over again. It just gets stronger and stronger. And mistakes and failures in life is, they're not exactly that. They're just data. We're collecting data of what doesn't work. And, other people who haven't built any business before see it as failure. We don't see it because we don't stop. We just see it as collecting data of what doesn't work. So we don't do it again, right? So she's advising me. And one of the mistakes that I see people do is take advice from people that haven't created any results before. See, I keep saying she, even though I use the name Rob. But yeah, this person was a she. I just kind of changed the name. There's a lady out there called Rob. You just think of it this way. But I just changed the name. That's all. So I'm not good at changing names yet. It's my first time of really paying attention to that. So she's advising me. And one of the mistakes I see entrepreneurs or wannabe entrepreneurs make is take advice from people that have not achieved their result before or that have not gone through their journey. In other words, they can't really relate or appreciate what they're going through. Okay. So for me personally, I've learned not to do that a long time ago. It's an ongoing battle. I continue to learn how to not listen to people that haven't gone through my journey, their advice. I don't listen. I'll take it in as data to see what they're feeling so I can help them fix it. And that's the essence of my reply to this email. Number one, because I care about her. Number two, because I care about you if you're watching this video, and I don't want you to continue with that mindset in case you have that mindset. So I answered here. Well, before I go, if I'm having some brain fart here, so there's some ideas that's coming to mind, and I want to share with you. All right. I want you to understand that is investing in yourself is the best investment you can make ever. It doesn't matter what you're investing; it could be time or money. Okay. The best investment is not the investment in your home or your real estate. The best investment you can make is in yourself, is when you invest in yourself by investing in something new you can learn. Okay, so that's number one. So that could never be free because it's either you're investing money or you're investing time. Okay, if I were you, I would invest money all day long in myself because it saves me time, and time is something I cannot get back. I can always get money back. And she just told me she works and she has to go 2 weeks, and that means she can always get money back. She already know how to get money. The part that she doesn't know how to get right now is how to get time back, or how to save as much time as possible so she can have time freedom. That's the part that we need to pay attention to here. So here's my answer. This was my answer to her. We don't sell traffic. It's a skill set. The $1,000 is invested in you one time so you can start getting free and organic traffic for life. Okay, by way of SEO, search engine optimization. That means traffic of people that go on Google to search for solutions and problems, solutions to problems, answers to questions. Okay, people that go to search more information about the pain they're going through. When you become a producer for Google and YouTube and other search engines, they reward you generously by sending you free traffic for the rest of the life of that content. not what you're paying $1,000 for. You're paying $1,000 to learn how to do that. You're investing that $1,000 in yourself. Not to say that we actually have payment plan that you can get started for as low as $97. This is a skill. I'm going to tell you why this is. She gave me everything I need to pretty much answer her. She gave me everything, and I'm going to go through that even further here. So here I continue in the email. I said, you see me practice this daily at my YouTube channel. All the traffic on it is free. So this video I'm recording right now, 9.99% of the traffic that this video is ever gonna get, it's completely free. Okay, they're not even on my list yet, but they're gonna find it because I've optimized this video on my YouTube channel to continue to attract people that are searching for questions about, is search engine traffic really free? So I'm actually optimizing this video real live with you right now so that those people will continue to find it. And extra money, even time. Once I finish this live session and it's recorded and it's up there, it's not taking any more of my time to continue to attract these people. And these people, yes, can eventually become a customer of mine and buy a lifetime access to Empire traffic Academy for $1,000. Why would they do that? Because it's worth it for them, because they're investing in themselves. And once they learn that, that becomes intellectual property that they can turn around and cash out all day long for the rest of their lives. It's a skill set. So the $1,000 was not for traffic, it was for the skills. It was like you going to school, right? All right, so let me continue with the email here. So I'm still replying. So when you spend that $1,000, it will come back. However, the time we've all lost between July 19, when she was supposed to have come into the program, and now until the time when you never learn the skill will never come back. In other words, we can replenish money, but you can't replenish the time wasted. So the time is the most valuable asset that any human being must save on. See, there's a lot more expensive choice, as you can see. $3,000 to learn SEO, and I have gotten that money back 10,000 times, and will keep getting free and organic traffic. Uh, that's free, Rob. Right? Remember the name I gave her, right? And by the way, you can spend time picking the pieces of SEO together on YouTube for free. Yeah, like the stuff you learn inside of Empire Traffic Academy, without my mentorship, of course, and my personal coaching you can pick all that stuff up around the internet on YouTube. You can learn, you can try to learn that stuff, okay? And you can try to learn all that stuff for free. Sure, if your time has no value, okay? The only way that's the least expensive way of doing it is if your time has no value. And she just told me she works. She goes travel work with me. She's making at least, hopefully, she's making at least £5 per hour. That means her time, every single hour, is worth at least £5. So every hour you spend trying to pick the pieces together and trying to figure out SEO, search engine optimization, traffic and lead generation strategy. Every time you do that, just had £5, pound sterling every, just add that together every hour. And then there you go, the cost of your education. And chances are, if you're like any regular human being, you need a personal coach. And when I say personal coach, I'm not talking about personal coaches that try to upsell you on new stuff. That's not what I'm talking about. There are programs out there that personal coach means they get you on the phone to try to sell you more stuff. That's not what I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about personal coach as in like mentorship. You can chat me anytime you have questions as you're going through the scenarios. I can clear up some things that are myth and some things that are not myth, and some things to focus on and some that are just waste of time. There's a ton of tools for SEO that will cost money, and people will try to make it seem like you need them. But the truth of the matter is that most of the tools, SEO tools out there, you don't need. uh, the part you can buy all the tools you want. If you're not consistent, you're not going to get the result you truly deserve in SEO, in search engine optimization. I'm not even the one to advocate buying tools all the time. I do use a few tools that make my life easier, but they're not mandatory. Okay, there are free tools to be used, and they're truly free. Okay, Google gives you a ton of free tools. Google gives you Google Doc for free. They give you Google Excel. Is it Google Excel? Google Sheets for free. They give you Google Slides for free, right? I use those tools, by the way, for free. However, There are sometimes that another tool may make your life a little easier, makes things faster. And again, you're saving time. You're not spending time at its own game, right? So we all have limited time. So let me continue the email anyway. Sure, if your time has no value, you can go around trying to piece the pieces together and try to learn it for free without investing $1,000, right? So chances are you will learn one thing or two, but you can save time and ensure that you actually master the skill and leverage it to get free and organic traffic for life. Another choice is to spend $1,000 every time you need 500 to 1,000 people to visit your website and hope that they buy enough to help you break even on your investment. I can bet $2,000 that it won't happen, at least not in the first 30 days. So if you spend money and you're not making money in the first 30 days, what just happened? You just lost money and you're going to quit on yourself and you're going to say it doesn't work. You're going to tell everybody this is a scam, right? And I don't know why you feel that way, but I've never felt that way, but I'm aware enough that most people feel that way. And that's why most people never make money in this business because they have that type of mindset. But in any way, I can bet $2,000 that you're not going to make money in your first 30 days if you spend 500 to 1,000 to get 500 to 1,000 people to visit your website. So with free traffic by way of video SEO or Google SEO, there are zero cost on actual traffic. Okay. It's not zero cost to invest in yourself to learn this stuff, but it's zero cost on the actual traffic. The cost of learning the skill in time or money is capped for life. You spend $1,000 to learn this, or you spend the next 200 hours to learn it. That's still 5,000 pounds. That's 1,000 pounds sterling, right? Right. Um, if you learn it, if you finally learn it, the cost is capped for life. You don't have to spend it over and over and over again. That's a beautiful thing, right? So, the cost of learning is capped, but that's cost of an intellectual property. It's equity that never stops cashing out. So I told her to go ahead and get started at Empire Traffic Academy slash go. If you already went through the free training, the free 3 videos that I offer at olatalks.com slash mastermind and the free webinar, just go straight to empiretrafficacademy.com slash go and go ahead and invest that $1,000 because that's money that will pay you 10,000 and more times over and over again. Because when you learn the skills, Google and YouTube will continue to send you free views and free traffic for life. That's priceless stuff. Okay. So not having now, or you can use the payment plan. If you don't have $1,000, you can get started for as low as $97 today. Now, not having a disposable $1,000 is the exact reason why I recommend you get started so we can avoid that problem of not having $1,000 for life. For life. All right. So again, if you want to get started right away, you already went through the free trainings, the free case studies, and you already know the concept of search engine optimization. And you've made up your mind that yes, I need to spend this $1,000 so I can stop spending money on traffic until at least I hit 6 figures and never have to spend money ever again on cold traffic. Right? If you've made up your mind that this makes complete sense to you, just go to empiretrafficacademy.com slash go. And that's essentially the email that I sent to her. And guess what? As I was preparing to do this live stream with you, I was preparing to do this, she sent me an email. She sent me an email and she replied to my email. And the email kind of let me know that she got it a little bit more. But she's still on the fence. Okay. And this was the email. She said, "Thank you, Ola, for the reply. I am very new in internet marketing." See, I said it. Most newbie in internet marketing would feel this way, but hopefully they get out of that mindset, right? And she said, "I'm a RISE member at Digital Auditude." Digital Auditude is actually the primary income opportunity that I, in a very sort of way, promote. In the last a little bit over 12 months, I've made $60,000 in commissions. My team has done just crossed $700,000 yesterday. So she joined that, but not my team, right? So she joined it at the RISE member level, and she spent £3,000 for sessions with a coach last 6 months. So this was 6 months ago. So she's lost 6 months in time. Okay. Now I'm going to put math on that and calculate how much she's lost in time. 6 months is essentially how many hours is in 6 months? Let's do that real quick. In every day we have 24 hours. Okay, so I'm going to assume, because Bill Gates makes money every hour, so we're not going to say, hey, we will sleep 8 hours a day. No, this is wealth building, and we have to calculate every hour, because you're supposed to be bringing in money every hour. If you don't know how much you're making per hour, divide 24 hours by how much you're making per day. That's how much you're making per hour if you're in the game of wealth building, of course. Okay, so 24 hours, I'm going to assume she makes £5, okay, per hour. So multiply that by 5, then multiply that by 7 days a week, then multiply that by 30 days. No, divide that by 30. And then multiply that by 4 weeks in a month. There's 3,360 hours, okay? Now we'll multiply that by 6 months. That's 20,160 hours. And then we're going to multiply that by, I'm going to go back, okay? Again, how many hours in a day? 24 hours in a day. Multiply that by 30 days a month. And then multiply that by 6. So we have 4,320 hours in 6 months, right? Multiply that by £5 sterlings per hour. I'm going to assume that's what she makes. Uh-oh. Multiply that by 5. And then multiply by 5. So she just lost 21,000. So she didn't just lose 3,000 pounds. She lost 3,000 pounds plus 21,000 pounds and 600 pounds. Okay. So I'm going to say plus 3,000 pounds. Okay. 24,600 pounds. That's how we calculate in wealth building. Okay, to calculate the hours, how much you're worth per hour. I'm just being conservative, assuming that she makes £5 per hour. She probably make less when she really averages. Maybe she does make it less. I don't know, right? But this is just estimates. Okay. Point there is that she's lost time, not just the money. She's lost time, and she said she continued with the email. This is the second reply. Remember that she said, I got my capture website connected to Aweber. So she's spending money at Aweber, which is okay, because that's list building. She bought some clicks. In other words, she paid money to get people to her website. So when she paid money to get people to her website, she got over 100 leads and no sales. Now, 100 leads can actually become sales later on. But remember what I said earlier, in 30 days, if it hasn't not become sales yet, you know, if it has not become sales yet, it's going to be, if you keep spending money to get people to your website, and if it doesn't become sales in a timely manner, you're going to run out of money. You can lose your shirt, you can lose your life savings, and you're going to have your spouse biting over your head. What did you do, babe? What did you do with that money? Right? And we don't want that. And the only way to avoid that is what I just told you: build your 6 figures around free and cold traffic. If she had invested £3,000 in investing in herself, in just the education, it will be absolutely worth it, because she can cash out on that for the rest of her life. Okay, but she spent that on bringing people to a website. It's a loss, because when those people don't buy within 30 days, you lost money. Attracting all those traffic for free, right? Then you don't have to worry about the time pace when you want them to turn to. You don't have to worry about how long it's going to take for them to become customers. We know that many of them will become customers, but we're not looking over our shoulder that, hey, we're already losing money, right? So, and take it from me, because I've made these mistakes in the past, and I'm teaching you and I'm telling you to avoid making that mistake by learning search engine optimization. You can still, if you have your disposable money and you want to do this and you still want to do it, sure, you can do it, but why not get the free traffic along the way anyway? Right? If it's going to become traffic and turn to money, you need all of the above to be working for you. And does that does that make sense? So she said practicing emailing with the offer. So she's emailing the same 100 leads, right? That's what she's doing. Well, you're gonna beat them over the head, and they're gonna stop responding to your email, unsubscribe eventually if you're not always filling your pipeline with new eyeballs. Okay, that's what's gonna happen. Take it from me. I learned it. I built a 50,000 email list at one point. I ran out of money, and kept sending emails to the same people. You're probably one of them if you're watching this. And then eventually, a banner blindness happens. Banner blindness is what happens when you keep seeing the same thing, and eventually you just phase out. You eventually just ignore it, right? You just ignore it eventually. So, so she's doing that right now. She's pounded the same 100 leads, and then she's open one day. She said no sales yet. Of course, the chance you're gonna get sales is slim to almost none. If you get sales, it's luck, and you don't want to build your business around luck. You want to be strategic about it. Okay. So practicing emailing with the offer and motivational messages, would like to continue. Just that I spent a lot already and I didn't make any profit yet. Now she's assuming she spent £3,000. I just did the math for her that she spent over 20, like about £25,000. I just did for her. So it's actually worse than she thinks. But that's not a lot of money. She can redeem all that back when she invests that $1,000 to learn the skills, because people are making $100,000 per month with the same opportunity that she's in. People are making 50 $100,000 per month. People are making £25,000 per month with this same opportunity. So she can redeem all that back if she can invest in herself to learn the skills, not invest to speak to a coach. Okay, a coach is an icing on the cake. A coach is for, hey, I'm going through the training. I have a question. I just run into an obstacle. I have a question. A coach is not somebody that say, hey, you need to buy this $50,000 program. That's not a coach. It's a camouflage coach. Yes, you can leverage that in your business. They do a little bit of coach before they try to upsell you, but that's not what I'm talking about when I talk about coach in Empire Traffic Academy. I'm talking about you're going through a real skills that you're learning invest anymore. Okay. On traffic, you just use these skills and you continue to attract brand new eyeballs to your business on a daily basis regularly, and then you continue to increase all the soldiers you have out there that are bringing these people back to you. Soldiers, I'm talking about the content. So she goes, just that I spent a lot already and didn't make any profit yet. It hurts. I know. I know it hurts. I know. But you know what's going to hurt more? That you never turn the story around. That's going to hurt a whole lot more. Because this story can be turned around all day long. All it takes is a decision. All it takes is just a decision that, you know what? I'm not going to be a failure. The only failure that exists are people that give up. Failure that I did something, it didn't work out, but I kept moving. It's not really failure. That's just data collection. Okay, but when you just give all in and you're just hoping and you're using hope as part of the formula to success, hope is part of formula for success, in my opinion. But if it's just all you've got and you're not learning the skills, like actually trying to pinpoint on what is the skill set, how do you add one together with one to become two, or how does one to one become 11? There's a skill behind that, right? If you stop, just shut off, then that's just a sad story of failure. And that's the only failure that exists when you give all in, right? So it hurts, but it's supposed to hurt. Okay, because out of hurt and pain are some of the greatest of anything in this world that you've ever seen. Out of hurt and pain comes the greatest. Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg, any success story you know out there, there's some kind of pain or hurt that comes with that. So you're not by yourself. So I'm looking for a best and cheaper way to generate more leads. Hello, bingo, search engine optimization, creating content for Google searchers, creating content for YouTube searchers, right? On an ongoing regular basis, spend 30 minutes to 90 minutes a day and make it just a part of your life. Every single one of those content, eventually, if you have 100, you're gonna start seeing results. Google will start showing you data of people looking at your stuff. And then you can even optimize your content even the more for it. And that's all the stuff that we cover in Empire Traffic Academy. It's like endlessly, when I say endless traffic and leads for life, sign ups for life, I know what I'm talking about. There are people doing it already under your nose. It's just a matter of learning the skills. That's it. Okay, and you don't have to spend $500 to $1,000 every time you want 1,000 people to visit your website. You don't have to do that. It's the worst leverage you can you can. It's like, it's called dead money. You spend that money, is dead money, because if it doesn't turn to cash within 30 days, it's dead. Okay, and you just lost money, and now you didn't create anything. See, I don't mind spending money on traffic as long as I am creating something that will continue to bring in money. Unfortunately, that's not the case for most people that spend money. Some people will argue that, hey, as long as you're building a list, you can still turn it into money. But like I said, it's worse than fresh, cold traffic, brand new eyeballs, people that are searching right now, coming in every day, and you still get to build a list. So it's like an additional icing on the cake. Why settle? Like, why settle for less, right? So maybe your way is really the best option. It's not maybe, it is. It's the best option. I would think about it, and maybe we'll try later on when situation will get easier. Thank you very much. So and I replied her and I said, everything you said makes sense, and I wish I can help everyone. If you're serious about getting your return on your investment, send your phone number and we'll talk about it. And that's me. I don't mind if somebody's on the fence and they have to make a decision, they want to talk to me in person. I'll make myself available and we'll talk about it. For two reasons. Well, number one, I do want them to become a success story, which is what they want. Number two, I will collect that $1,000 because that's what me and my family feeds on. Okay. As part of my income revenue, because I know this stuff and I'm teaching other people how to do it. And no one can tell me that that's not fair enough, especially if I'm going to plant seeds of greatness that will turn into thousands upon thousands upon thousands of pound sterlings in your business, or dollars if you prefer dollars, right? Dollars are cool too, right? So so that was my reply to her. Now, something that I'm gonna add right here that I did not add to the formula for her. Okay, something I'm gonna add right here. Let's see here. Let's see. Interesting. I wonder why my screen is not showing. Let's see here. Let me just make sure that I'm still sharing my screen. Let's see here. Application page, and we're supposed to be sharing this. Yeah. Let's make sure we're still on Facebook. So this is probably a long Facebook live. Let's see here. Yeah, it's a little bit longer than that's because I just wanted to just hang out pretty much. But it's gonna be good content for you. Let's go back here. Right. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. All right, so there's this second part of the presentation here. Let me just make sure that I'm still streaming properly on the on YouTube. Uh, let's go here. See this. Let's see if I'm still streaming live. All right, so there's this other guy who sent in information about guarantees. The first guarantee that I have when you invest $1,000 in Empire Traffic Academy is that you have 30 days to learn and implement. And if it's not working out for you, I'll give you your money back. I don't even ask any questions. Okay. So you have 30 days. Okay. The only thing I can give guarantee on is spend. Okay, that's all I can give guarantees on. Okay, all I can give guarantees on, nothing else. Let me just see here. Ooh, I'm not sure if the video is gonna come out right on YouTube, but I'm still live on Facebook. If it doesn't, I'll upload the version on Facebook. If it doesn't, all right. So guarantee, the other guarantee I'm gonna guarantee you is that I guarantee that if you don't implement picture loss, I know picture loss, I don't know what's going on. You go ahead and if you want, you can go ahead and plug into me on Facebook. You just search my name, you'll find me. All that talks, I'll be talking. You find me on Facebook. Um, was acting up this morning. It's probably the browser too. It's a lot of load. I'm done within 15 to 20 minutes, but this one's a longer version. Now, let me do this. I want to talk about the guarantee, and I want to read his email to you first. Okay, his email. Okay, you just listen to me. If you're still listening to me, just listen to me. And I'm gonna leave it like that. Yep, 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 yep. All right. Yeah, because you can still absolutely plug in on me by listening to me. So this guy sent this email, and he said, thanks, Ola, but I'm not in the pay to play market that you're selling. Okay, first of all, I'm not selling pay to play market. I'm selling to avoid the pay to play market. So this person is a shader. She's trying, he or she or K or whatever is, but because buying your system is paying to play, right? So investing in this person's self is paying to play. That's, again, when people are in this mindset, sometimes nothing you can do about it. But this, what I can do about it is record a content that will continue to attract the right traffic, which is what I'm doing right now, right? So then he or she says it's a gamble unless it's a guarantee, which you blatantly say it is not a guarantee. Okay, so here's my guarantee. I guarantee that if I teach you something and you don't use it, you will not make money, you will not get result. That's my guarantee. And I also guarantee that if you invest in this $1,000 and you feel it's not for you, I will give you $1,000 back if it's before 30 days. Now, I also guarantee that if you keep doing the same thing you've been doing in order to generate traffic and leads, you will continue to get the same result that you continue to get. Okay. Now, guarantee that you will actually implement what I teach you. I can't guarantee that because I don't know you or the kind of work ethics that you have. So I can't guarantee that you're gonna literally get off your butt and do something about the stuff you're learning. I can't guarantee that. All I can tell you is that yes, you can turn around and say, "Oh, I didn't use it," and I'll give you your money back. Because again, I don't want the money of people that will not become success story. So I don't know what this guy is looking for. Um, and then he goes and said, kindly do not send me any more emails. So my reply to him was very simple. I can't guarantee that he will not get my emails if he cannot use unsubscribe button at the bottom of the emails. This is somebody assuming that we are manually sitting there and waiting for him to buy before we become successful. That the idea of this is massive traffic. We don't wait on one person to decide. If one person decides it's good for them, it is also good for me because I get to create a success story, but more good for them because they learn the skills they can cash out on for the rest of their life. So I can't guarantee this guy is asking for way too much. He wants me to unsubscribe him. He wants me to guarantee that he's going to make money even if he does nothing. I mean, like, come on, like, can we be real, right? Can we be real? Doesn't make any sense, right? You two, you can agree that that doesn't make any sense, right? So, is this traffic truly free? Absolutely. Do I have guarantees on this? Absolutely. I have three guarantees. A guarantee if you do nothing, nothing will happen. A guarantee that I will give you your money back, even if you said you did nothing and it's 30 days in, right? I guarantee that you may continue to get emails from me if you don't use unsubscribe buttons. Like even a fifth grader can figure that out. They see an unsubscribe button at the bottom of the email, right? So, Traffic Academy, we teach paid traffic. We just don't teach paid traffic to, we teach paid marketing, just not paid marketing to cold traffic. Okay. All your cold traffic, if you have made less than six figures in your business, should be completely organic. That's it. Okay. All your cold traffic should be completely organic. Six figures. If you're making more than six figures, there are strategic ways that you can target properly and bring some more traffic to you. But in that sense, I wouldn't be trying to sell them upfront either. Okay. But I'm telling you right now that pay per click for cold traffic is continually becoming overpriced, and the suckers will continue to pay for it, of course. But that's why people get wiped out of business. That's why we don't have. That's why we have the Kmarts. That's why we have the circuit cities. People that get wiped out of business because they're not paying attention to what's new that's happening in the business horizon. That's what's going on with that. So hopefully you've been educated on this session. You can go to empiretrafficacademy.com/go, and you can just buy in directly from there if you want to get into Empire Traffic Academy directly. If you want that free 3 videos where I share the concept so you can understand the concept first before you decide to invest, and you want that free webinar, just go through alltalks.com/mastermind. It's a free class you get to attend. All right. And that's all I have for you on this episode. Hopefully, again, you've been enlightened and educated, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Peace.